Now, I want to unravel some shame because, like I mentioned in the first module, that when doing this work, shame can arise and it's very normal. I just want to make it clear it's very normal for you to be like, well, if I'm in survival, then this version of me like is bad. No, this version of you is not bad at all. It's actually really fucking powerful, very smart, very strategic, and we want to actually look at our ego. This it's essentially is our ego, and actually thank it. Like thank this version of you who's kept you safe, right? Who's tried to control and please people and sacrificed yourself to be accepted and loved and needed and literally accepted, right? Because if we even go back to our core, like back in the fucking in our ancestors' days, we were always scanning for danger. It's a part of our nature, literally our innate nature to protect ourselves and to suss out the energy, essentially. And as you get older, as you grow up, like I said, CB in Cycle Breaker, we dive really deep into this. But as we grow up, we scan and we suss and we conform based on our surroundings and what we, perceive to be the right way so that we're accepted in society. So, this version of you that's in survival, I want you to thank her for keeping you together. We want to start having a look at all the ways that she's actually helped us. So, like I said, she's very strategic. She's fucking smart as. Like, let's think about the way that you have, like, the way that you've fucking gotten away with some bullshit. The way that you have survived some of the darkest and most fucked up shit. Actually, let that land. I really want you to right now think about it and actually journal. I want you to journal on all the ways your survival self has gotten you through and really sit with that. This is not something to shame ourselves about. It's not to say, oh, like I can't believe I fucking did that. Like I could be thriving, but instead I've been, in survival mode, like I'm a fuckwit. I don't want to hear it. We don't want to do that to ourselves. That's a shame spiral. And it is not only that it's not productive, but it's fucking damaging. And take it from me. It is so damaging to get caught up in the finger pointy, shamey bullshit. I'm not going to do that anymore. And I really want to unravel that in anybody who almost defaults to wanting to shame themselves. Remember that you're a human. And two, you're a fucking resourceful human. You are doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Every time you sabotage, every time you default, every time you fail, you're doing exactly what you were meant to do. It's a good sign rather than, yes, like maybe it might not be aligned and the right thing for you in that moment, but really who's like that's fucking perspective. Because no matter what decision you make, you're always learning from them and it's always guiding you back to yourself. You might just take a little detour, but you need to learn to trust yourself, right? So, yeah, I want you to do that journaling. I want you to sit with all the ways that your survival self has actually helped you. What has it done? These things that you've done to keep you alive. Like, for example, I'll give you an example of me and my partner. There was a time where both of us were like on literal complete like deathly fucking survival mode, right? And it was fucked. Like let's go back to when I first gave birth to Siren, and this version of me at the time was experiencing some really fucked up like literally I was having some really bad visions and intrusive thoughts. And if you're a mum, I'm sure you understand exactly what I'm saying. So, trigger warning, I should have said that. But yeah, so at the time, I was not okay. And that part of me that still showed up, still got up, still fucking fed my baby. While I said yes, like I don't have fucking time to feel my emotions and be not okay. While that's very unhealthy for me, it got me through. It was exactly how I needed to be at that moment because can you imagine I fucking collapsed with a 2 week old child? I had to become that version temporarily to get me through a really dark night of the soul, which in other times is my tower moment or my darkest nights. I had to be heartless for myself in that moment. I had to turn my fucking emotions off. I had to put collect all my baggage and bullshit and put it aside so that my daughter was fed, so she was held, so she was loved, so she was taken care of. Now, I'm not going to shame myself because I did that. And this is what I'm trying to get at with you. It's not about shaming yourself for, people pleasing. Let's actually understand why you've done that and how it's actually helped you, what it's protected you from. We want to give ourselves perspective on and create safety in our own mistakes, right? Or unpleasurable ways of being in different phases of our lives. Because if you don't, and I've done this a million times, you kill that version of you. Will you attempt to? You push that version of you away and you shame them. You make them out like, oh fuck, I'm so cringe, like I was so cringe. That version of you still exists within you, right? It still exists within you. So for me, if I hadn't actually fully healed that version of me postpartum, which I hadn't up until a certain point, before I had, she still came out. Every time Siren cried, I would scream, right? And she would come out when I felt overwhelmed. She would come out when my partner would say things like, "Baby, I'm not in a good headspace." I'd fucking link it because there was a version of me that was like, "I'm not allowed to be in a bad headspace because my daughter needs my help." So you see how the whole point of this exercise is to notice where you're still playing the role of the good girl or the people pleaser, the fixer, the hustler, the postpartum fucking, trenches mum, whatever version or role or identity that you've been playing in and embodying, we want to notice this role. And instead of looking at it with shame and you're wrong and what the fuck, no, we're gonna look at it with so much love because they've gotten us to a certain level. They're very fucking smart. Like, let's not discredit our fucking brains and the way that we are wired to deal with trauma. Some people completely memory block. They have no memory. Now, how fucking powerful is that? Like, let's just make it very clear. We are tremendous, tremendous beings. This is not, oh, you're a pislik, you're a piece of shit. Sorry, I'm swearing in Turkish, but like this is not what this is about. This is actually like looking at ourselves as humans, as souls, as beings, and giving ourselves credit where it's fucking due. Yes, we've done some pretty stupid shit, right? But we are very fucking smart. We're very adaptable. Like these are good things. So, it's like, yeah. So I'm just landing in how fucking incredible we are, right? Like we are built to suss the energy of what's around us and morph and merge so that we are accepted into that reality. And because we're not noticing this, we're on autopilot and we're not actually being conscious of this. We're using our strengths of being strategic, fucking calculated, like not stopping until we get what we want. We're not using this to our advantage, right? So that's what this exercise is all about. you don't need to kill this version of you. I want to put a stop to this. I need to kill this version of me, right? The version of you that was bullied. Oh, fucking, she used to have cystic acne, for example, and now I need to wear makeup every single day and put on this fucking, I need to get Botox and I need to get a butt lift and I need to, and this is no shade to people that do this. But again, I want to hold you and I want to give you the biggest hug and say, I love you. And a lot of the time, there's so much beneath the wants that we have. Like, I know someone who is obsessed with plastic surgery. Like, she's like, I can't wait until I get some like the money. So I'm gonna get this done and this done and this done. And I love her. There is no shade. This is not a shaming thing. I'm not looking at her being like, you're a fucking, no, it's none of that. It's purely just I see the pain beneath that. And this is where it gets flies under the radar. We're not here to kill our survival selves. We're not here to kill our old selves because first of all, it's not going to happen. You can't kill these versions of you. You can't kill the version of you that was, that got told off by your boss and you felt belittled, and you can't like kill that. It's still within you. It becomes your shadow self, right? It becomes the version of you that comes out when you're angry, when you're hurt, when you're wounded, when you're insecure, when you're fucking hungry, when you're tired. Like, she still exists. Now it's about actually letting her rest. It's about rescuing her from from the depths of hell that lives within you, which I like to call your spirit world. That it's your inner world. And I put my hands on your chest because that's where it lives. Yes, we understand it intellectually. We hear voice, like we hear our own voice, like we can imagine it with our head or whatever, but it lives within your heart. It's your heart that is the source of your internal world, right? So you need to rescue her from the depths of that hell and bring her home and let her rest. And that's the fucking core of my work. So yeah, that's what I want you to do. I want you to get your fucking journal out. And I actually want you to do this. It's not just, I don't care. Figure it out, babe. There's an app on your iPhone called Journal. You know how many times I journal in this? I literally, and I've been doing this for years, I'll chuck on my notes app and I'll just word vomit. Even if I'm in the middle of work. When it comes, I word vomit, I put it away. I come back to it when I finish my shower and I'm laying in bed. And it's, again, get into cycle breaker because you're going to have to learn how to start breaking the habits that are keeping you so far away from yourself. But it's not just that. It's you need to start becoming the version of you, your cosmic baddie version of you, your higher self, your main character, whatever you want to call it. And it starts by actually building the habits to do that. It starts by building the rituals to do that. And journaling is going to be one of them, okay? And care if you're not a writer. Trust me, one of my closest friends, she used to fucking laugh at me and call me a loser every time I would fucking journal. She's like, oh my God, that shit's gay. Like, whatever. Ha ha ha, hoo ha, joking around because she had ADHD and she can't focus. And guess who now fucking is obsessed with it, does it every single day, has had so many breakthroughs from just journaling alone, and now incorporates it in her own daily life and helps her clients with it too. Of course, because it fucking changes lives. You just have to surrender to it, right? So yeah, get onto it. Journal. I want you to ask yourself, what are the things that your survival self has, like, how has she helped you? How has she gotten you through the depths of hell? Okay. And then I also want you to start looking at what role you've been playing, what hat you've been playing in order to survive. Are you the fixer? Are you the one who's constantly, you're the mum who's constantly micromanaging everyone in the house and then getting the shits when your husband doesn't take the bins out one day. And it's this constant cycle of, trying to over plan and control and then getting the shits and then having arguments and being explosive and then saying fucking ripping my hair out. Nobody cares about me in this fucking house. So it's about having a look at it from a wider lens and follow the workbook. You are going to, have an easier time to actually process and get it done in a most powerful way. But I really, 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 really emphasize do the work. Okay, this is not just, like I said, this is about results. I want you to get results, but I can't force you. I can't force you to do the work. All I can do is activate it in you and remind you of what the consequences are if you don't do it. And the consequences are you're going to stay stuck and it just gets worse. Because, like I said, your spirit guides will get louder and louder. Your life will get worse and worse until you come back into alignment. So let's fucking do it, mate.